Hello to our viewers and friends. We meet again in the news bulletin of 24 Hour channel. Let's take 10 minutes every day to listen to the hottest news and notable events that will happen during the day on 24 Hours channel. In today's news, let's go through the noteworthy contents.
The situation of storms and heavy rains in China is ongoing relentlessly, as if it never wants to cease. The Chinese sky remains continuous day and night, resembling the end of the world. This morning, Typhoon Haiyan, with a Category 17 intensity and wind speed of 220 kilometers per hour, made landfall at Tiananmen Square in Lining City and Sindong, as well as several other provinces in China. The typhoon has devastated a vast area, destroying 1.4 million houses and causing severe damage to an international airport. The Train Namhai building was also struck by lightning, causing a roof fire. Thousands of cars were swept away into the sea. Hospitals, schools, train stations, and ports across China have closed and ceased operations. Trees have been uprooted, and the national power grid in China has collapsed. Two-thirds of Beijing is living in darkness. Bridges, roads, schools, and villages are flooded and heavily affected. Millions of Chinese citizens have had to evacuate to safe location. Ladies and gentlemen, with the onslaught of one storm after another and the compounding floods, President Xi's government is extremely anxious and overwhelmed as nature continues to unleash violent storms and punishing floods upon China. According to CCTV, the state-run Central China Television, in a weather forecast bulletin at 6:30 am local time today, it was reported that Typhoon Haiyan has brought heavy and destructive rainfall to many areas in China, causing floods in the upper reaches of the Yangtze and Yellow rivers, which are rapidly flowing downstream. As a result, the Three Gorges Dam has been forced to open additional floodgates for discharge. Currently, many parts of China are submerged by 4 to 6 meters of water. High-rise buildings now only have their roofs visible above the floodwaters. The Central China Earthquake and Flood Warning Agency has issued an urgent notice to all government agencies and the people of China, urging them to seek shelter, as Typhoon Haiyan is expected to continue with wind gusts reaching Category 15, 16, and 17, posing a threat to ancient trees being uprooted. Furthermore, the Chinese authorities have warned that very heavy rainfall will continue to pour into China, especially in Beijing, Tiananmen Square, Shanghai, Guangdong, Guangxi, Hubei, and Jiangsu and Zhejiang provinces. Experts around the world have predicted that the Three Gorges Dam will not withstand this tremendous pressure, and if it fails to withstand the onslaught of Typhoon Haiyan, it will rupture at any moment. Torrential rain, thunderstorms, typhoons, floods, tornadoes, and earthquakes have alternated, ravaging Beijing and making China's already dire situation even more catastrophic. This is considered a karmic retribution, predetermined for China after countless offenses committed against the world. Many people are praying for the Chinese people, believing that those deserving of punishment under the law of karma are the Communist Party of China and President Xi Jinping, rather than the innocent citizens. Ladies and gentlemen, at present, authorities have imposed strict lockdown measures in many areas of China due to the breaches in the embankments surrounding the Yangtze River. Local authorities have stated the urgent need for immediate evacuation of the population, as there is a high likelihood of landslides and flash floods. According to the South China Morning Post, one of China's renowned newspapers, the shocking images of Typhoon Haiyan have left China in a state of shock. Its rushing floodwaters resemble a waterfall pouring from the sky, causing extensive flooding in numerous southern provinces. Additionally, several northern provinces have also been swept away by floods. Chinese residents have witnessed a mesmerizing scene as a deluge seems to flow in reverse during Typhoon Haiyan. The Chinese newspaper described it in detail, stating that Typhoon Haiyan brought incredibly strong winds up to Category 17, with speeds exceeding 251 kilometers per hour. The eye of the storm made landfall in Beijing and other provinces, including Jiangsu. Notably, the typhoon struck at 3:30 am yesterday, a time when Chinese citizens were deep in sleep, resulting in significant damages and losses. By noon on that day, the wind intensity at the center of the storm reached 220 kilometers per hour, while moving north at a speed of about 30 kilometers per hour. According to the National Meteorological Center of China, Typhoon Haiyan is the first typhoon to hit China in 2023. Since the beginning of March, more than 6 million people have been urgently evacuated from vulnerable areas due to heavy rain and strong winds along the country's eastern coast. The meteorological agency in Jiangsu province has issued an urgent warning to towns and cities across the province. Rain and storms have been forecasted throughout the day. Ladies and gentlemen, according to observers, the end of spring in 2023 and the beginning of March have brought a series of disasters and pandemics to China, as nature unleashes its wrath upon President Xi Jinping's government, punishing it on behalf of the world. It can be said that the COVID-19 pandemic has inflicted severe damage on China, causing Beijing's economy to hit its lowest point in history. Furthermore, from the beginning of this month until now, continuous torrential rains and storms have poured thousands of tons of water from the sky, putting immense pressure on the Three Gorges Dam. According to experts, the dam is still holding firm and has not yet collapsed. However, the ongoing weather conditions of rain, storms, earthquakes, tsunamis, floods, landslides, and sinkholes pose a high probability of the Three Gorges Dam in China being 100% breach. And when it collapses, the catastrophe it will unleash upon China is believed to be the worst in human history. Let us wait and see whether the largest dam in China and the world will collapse or not, and the truth will be revealed in due time. Ladies and gentlemen, the earthquake has exacerbated the already severe natural disaster in Sichuan, China. The death toll from the earthquake in Sichuan, China, has risen to 65, with 12 people missing and hundreds trapped. Damaged roads, aftershocks, rainfall, and the risk of landslides are hampering rescue efforts in Sichuan province, southwestern China, following a strong earthquake measuring 6.8 on the Richter scale, which has claimed at least 65 lives, left 12 people missing, and injured nearly 250 people, according to SCMP. Hotel staff at a tourist resort in a national park and staff at a branch of the Chinese Academy of Sciences, where the observatory collapsed, are among the casualties of this disaster. The earthquake occurred at 12:22 p.m. noon, with the epicenter near a tourist center in Luting County, about 260 kilometers from the provincial capital, Chengdu. By 7 p.m. yesterday, the death toll included 37 people from the Gars Tibetan Autonomous Prefecture and 28 people from Thamian County, Anghua. At least 12 people from the Gars Tibetan Autonomous Prefecture are still missing. According to CCTV, over 6,500 rescue workers and doctors have been deployed to the scene. 4 helicopters and 2 unmanned aerial vehicles have been dispatched to Luting and Thamian counties, 2 of the hardest hit areas. Approximately 50,000 people have been evacuated, and over 3,400 tents, 12,000 folding beds, and bed sheets have been sent to the area. The possibility of more rain and the rugged road conditions further complicate search and rescue efforts. The weather forecast bulletin indicates rain in the next 2 days, with temperatures expected to drop as low as 12 degrees Celsius, while warning of potential landslides and other geological disasters. The earthquake is another blow to Sichuan after the province experienced record-breaking drought and power shortages last month, while also battling COVID-19 outbreaks that led to the lockdown of Chengdu. As of this morning, the Sichuan Earthquake Relief Agency has raised its emergency response to the highest level in the 4-tier system. The strong earthquake struck southwestern China, claiming at least 7 lives, causing landslides, and shaking the population in a major city that had been under COVID-19 lockdown for the past 2 days. The China Earthquake Network Center reported that the magnitude 6.8 earthquake hit a mountainous region in Luting County, Sichuan Province, shortly after noon. Sichuan Province, located on the edge of the Tibetan Plateau where tectonic plates converge, frequently experiences earthquakes. Last year, 2 earthquakes in the region claimed the lives of at least 4 people. China State Television CCTV reported that authorities have confirmed 4 deaths in the latest earthquake. Landslides and damages to houses, as well as disruptions to the power supply, have been recorded in this strong earthquake. A landslide has blocked a major road, according to China's Emergency Management Department. The latest earthquake in China could be felt in Chengdu, the capital of Sichuan Province, located 200 kilometers away from the epicenter. Chengdu, where the COVID-19 outbreak occurred, is implementing lockdown measures to prevent the spread of the disease. Resident Zhang Danli said she hid under her desk for 5 minutes in her 31st floor apartment, while many neighbors hurried down to lower floors when the earthquake struck. There was a strong earthquake in June last year, but it wasn't as frightening. This time, I was truly scared because I live on a high floor, and the shaking was overwhelming, Zhang shared. She added that the past 2 months in Chengdu have been strange. The earthquake and the lockdown came after a heat wave and drought, causing water shortages and power cuts as Sichuan relies on hydropower. The U.S. Geological Survey recorded the earthquake in China with a magnitude of 6.6 on the Richter scale, at a relatively shallow depth of about 10 kilometers. The deadliest earthquake in recent years in China was the 7.9 magnitude earthquake in 2008, which claimed the lives of nearly 90,000 people in Sichuan. The powerful earthquake devastated towns, schools, and rural communities outside of Chengdu.
The recent information also marks the end of the comprehensive news bulletin for today. We will continue to update the latest information in the upcoming bulletins. Please subscribe to the channel to stay updated. For now, goodbye and see you again.